Okay, real quick for my boy Nick, working real hard. Took some screenshots of that video I filmed a few days ago talking about the low kicks and how to do them. Now, I want you to take some footage of yourself doing low kicks, for yourself at this angle, and I want you to pause and take screenshots, throughout that range of motion, especially the point of contact, because what you're going to want, again, as I said in the comments just a few minutes ago, you want that leg to be a whip, and the rotation of your body is what's going to send that whip flying into your target. Okay, notice this is more of a calf kick or behind the knee kick. Notice you can see the entire back of my body from this angle. Okay, and you can even see like my hips are slightly rotated more than perpendicular to my target. They're almost like starting to face behind me a little bit. That's the kind of torque that you want. Also, you can sort of tell the sandals on, but my heel is off the ground slightly. Okay, you want that too, so you can balance on the ball of your foot. And for the calf kick, notice where my foot and knee are. They're nearly parallel. My knee's slightly higher. And notice my knee is all the way across the bag. Okay, that way I'm hitting with my shin, which is the hardest, thing to hit with, other than your knee, probably your elbow. But it's a good thing to hit with. Pretty much the shin and my instep are making contact here. Now, here's more of a thigh kick, and this one I kind of jumped into, which is why my knees are bent a bit more. And so I was kind of, landing. Don't want to land with straight legs. That would kind of mess up your joints. So to cushion that landing, sorry, my voice a little fucked up. I've got the bent knees, but still, you can tell, that one hand is up, other hand is kind of swinging behind me. You can see the entire back of my body. My hips are torqued even further than perpendicular, again, almost pointing behind me. Same with my knee and toes. They're kind of pointing, I don't know, like fucking, I'm not even gonna try to say how many degrees, a lot, you know what I mean? More than 90, I guess I should say. And for the thigh kick, if you pretty much take your hand from your knee going up your thigh, there's a little space there where the freaking common fibular nerve bundle is. And that's kind of where you want to hit somebody on the thigh, on the outside of the thigh anyway. And for this kick, notice my foot and knee are even more close to parallel, and my knee is almost pointing down a little bit. That's kind of what you want here. It's even okay to have your foot slightly above your knee to really chop down on that freaking nerve bundle and just dead leg the shit out of somebody. I mean, you can literally kick somebody so hard in the leg at that, like, pressure point or whatever you want to call it, that they won't be able to, like, walk properly for, like, a whole week. You know what I mean? Like, their leg could literally go numb for, like, hours. They won't be able to stand up, you know what I mean? Very, very powerful, potent kick. Again, the knee is all the way across the back. I'm hitting with my shin primarily. And look at all the torque, all the rotation. Here's some other pics. Same kind of shit. Now look at this one. Again, think about the whip analogy. Let's say a guy has got a whip. He's got the handle above his head. He's about to whip it, right? I don't know, I guess you could say like the handle whip is like the fulcrum or something. I don't know if my terms are correct or not. I feel like I'm a little brain dead from work. But, the whip is trailing behind his hand, right? So when he kind of comes down this kind of like overhead, axe chopping arm action, the whip is trailing behind, and it eventually catches up to the hand and gets in front of the hand and snaps. Okay, it cracks, right? The whip cracks. And then same thing here, like my torso, pretty much everything my hips, my back, my foot, my knee, they're all leading the action. My leg is trailing behind. Okay, leg is still trailing behind, knee is still bent, and it'll eventually catch up to where the rest of my body is in space, rotate in space, and land, boom, and crack like a freaking whip. Okay, that's kind of the ideal position you want to be in. Okay, so again, you just film yourself. It's gonna take a while to get used to. It probably took me like, I don't know, like an embarrassingly long time to get some kind of proficiency in this kick. I think like 3 years until I looked something like this. So it takes time. Don't be too hard on yourself, but try to film yourself, take some screenshots of the film, and see, okay, do I need to turn my hips more, my back more, pivot more with my ankle and foot, etc. Is my leg trailing behind me, or am I leading with the leg and trying to use a bunch of hip flexion? You don't want to use a bunch of hip flexion. You want to use more of your hip extensor muscles, okay? My hips are a bit tight because, as you can see, they're fairly extended here. Like my knee is still kind of in line, relatively speaking, to my hip here. Same thing here. Then boom, at the point of contact, same thing. Okay. Don't flex your hip to kick unless you're doing maybe a high kick. That would be probably one of the exceptions to that rule. But even then, if you're very flexible, you're going to be kicking even high at hip extension and not flexion. Okay. Anyway, that's about it, man. Take care. Keep training. Keep having fun with it. Peace. Sorry to be long-winded like usual, but one more thing to think about is don't be so tense, especially in your leg. Think about how flexible a whip is. Okay, that's how your leg needs to be. So shake out all that tension in your leg. The rest of your body is what's going to be tense. Okay? Because you need that muscle tension to produce that force of rotation, to twist your whole body as one unit, leaving that loose kind of whippy leg behind it, again trailing behind, and then bam, slamming that shit into the target. Okay? At the point you make contact, it's fine to be fully tense. Should happen naturally. It's like protective mechanism for your body anyway. But don't use so much muscle power of the leg. Don't use any, hardly. Think about just torque, rotation. Put that into your mind and you'll be good to go, man. I don't mean to be, overanalyzing your technique. Hopefully I find this helpful and not just like, an over-analysis or something. Again, it took me an embarrassingly long time to get this kind of technique straight, and it's still not perfect. I don't think it'll ever be perfect, but it's definitely way better than it used to be. Anyway, man, take care. Keep training hard. Have fun. Peace out.